Hey, everybody. It's about 1 o'clock. We're going to go live to talk about digestion and why it's important for us to focus on digestion and gut health as opposed to focusing on the number on the scale. So I'm excited to see who tunes in today to learn a little bit more about that, about my story, my struggle with digestion, and why resolving all of that became the one of the main ways that I was able to really tune into my body, listen to my body, and give myself what I needed instead of what I thought I needed through a diet. So we'll go ahead and wait until 1 o'clock to make sure that everybody hops on who wants to hop on today. And this is our makeup live from last week. Last week, I was dealing with a bit of a cold and just didn't feel up to going live. So we'll be going live this week today, Tuesday, and also Thursday. So this is a 4-part series. We already did our first part on sleep and sugar and balancing your mood. So how can you balance your mood and pay attention to your mood as a way of making changes for yourself instead of the scale? Today, we're going to talk about digestion. Thursday, we're going to talk about focus and brain fog. And then next week, we'll be talking about energy levels. And all of these are really issues or symptoms of distress in the body that we have control over. So you know when you're in a bad mood. You know when your digestion is off and you feel kind of sick. You know when you're lacking focus and you feel scatterbrained. And you also know when you have plummeting energy levels. Because we inherently know what those things feel like in our bodies, it's more easy for us to make change for those things, resolve those issues that are markers of inflammation in the body, and then the weight loss, if that's a side effect that you would like to happen for you, comes. But we have to listen to our bodies first. And that's what today's live is going to do, is to teach you how to listen to your body when it comes to your digestion. I'm going to give you a few pointers to help you get started with your digestion and invite you to book a call with me so that you can get a copy of my new ebook, How to Listen to Your Body, that's going to give you all of the resources you need to be able to address your mood, your digestion, your focus, and your energy levels so that you can release weight naturally and feel amazing in your body. So, welcome to Off the Scale. This podcast takes a refreshing and simplified approach to health. I am your host, Helen Birney, and together we're going to explore a world where well being isn't measured in pounds or in calories. In a society obsessed with scales and numbers, today I'm here to help you break free from the conventional norms. We're going to dive into a realm where health is about feeling good, nourishing your body, and embracing a balanced lifestyle without the need for constant counting, weighing, or portioning. Join me each week as we unravel the secrets to a healthier, happier life. Today, we're going to shift the focus from the scale to the incredible journey of self-discovery and well-being. Get ready to go off the scale with me today. Today, we're in session 2 of 4 of a 4-part series, and we're going to talk about what to look at your health if you aren't looking at the scale. If you're a woman over 40 who's been yo-yo dieting for years and you're looking for long-term solutions to health and vitality, this is the place that you want to be. You don't want to be standing on the scale wondering when you're going to take the next right action in order to get those pounds to melt off. You want to be right here thinking about what you can do to resolve symptoms or issues of inflammation, markers of inflammation in the body that are going to help you release weight naturally. Women have so many barriers between themselves and weight loss. We think that those barriers are time, motivation, and where we are in our lives, be it child rearing or menopause, right? These are the things that we say, oh gosh, I can't possibly lose weight or get healthy because of these things. But the real barriers are actually body image and a desire to be a certain number before we can exhibit self-love. The fastest track to self-love isn't achieving a number or a pant size. I promise you that, because I've been there before looking for self-love in those things. And even after achieving a weight loss goal, say back in the day when I was doing Weight Watchers, I never felt the self-love that I needed to in order to sustain it. So if you want sustainable change, you need to exhibit self-love. And a way of exhibiting self-love is by listening and tuning into the issues that you feel in your body that you're willing to resolve so your body can trust itself. In our last episode, we talked about how improving your mood is one marker of success, and limiting or modifying your sugar intake as well as getting proper sleep can absolutely help with that. And just feeling that and feeling a more balanced mood, you're going to be able to spend more quality time with your family. You're going to be able to apply yourself more at work. You're going to be able to feel good in your body overall. And then you take the next right actions because you're in a good mood, because life feels good. You don't feel like things are getting in your way. Everything is less frustrating. Now, the problem is that most of us keep looking for scale based results. We continue to eat or take action or exercise, go into a calorie deficit for weight loss instead of taking action for your life gained. And I want you to imagine a world where you love yourself so much that taking action because you want to be in a good mood and have a hearty digestion, focus on what matters, and having soaring energy levels is the priority. It's a life where making the choices to honor your health is so much easier than figuring out which diet you're going to be on next, because it's in alignment with the way that you want to feel to do the things in your life that matter most. It's the place of truth for yourself and your body. The scale is definitely not your truth. It is just a number. Though we do want to feel good and comfortable in our bodies and have our clothes fit and feel confident in the world, you can welcome all of those things in today and also make some changes. Your truth exists inside of you. It's what's calling out for you to pay attention to in order to live a healthy life. And we get these little inklings sometimes. We're like, oh boy, my digestion is off. I don't feel quite right today. I don't have any energy to do the things I care about. This is the stuff that matters, because those are the markers that are going to tell you what it is exactly needs to change. Our ailments are things that we can feel, and you can do it without the scale, or else you'll always be stuck in the dissatisfaction loop, believing that you are a number instead of this wonderfully complex human being that just needs to listen to simply what your body needs. If any of this is resonating with you, I want you to book a health clarity call today, and don't wait another second. I want to help you, and I want to help you get crystal clear on your path forward without the scale. On a health clarity call, I support you in knowing the next right action for your health, whether it's with me or with another way of getting the results that you want. And on this call, I'm only looking for women who are serious about their health to book the call. And if it seems like the right fit for the membership or my signature program, the energetic eating method, I will invite you to be a part of that too. And here's a nice special surprise. Every single person who books the health clarity call is going to get a copy of my new ebook, How to Listen to Your Body, that has extensive resources in it that are going to help you balance out your body so that you can release weight naturally and feel amazing today and every single day. So book that call. It's totally free. I'm going to go ahead and put the link to book that call down in the comments and also in the show notes. So if you haven't hopped on the phone with me already, go ahead and grab that link and book the call so you can get the ebook, and we can talk a little bit about the next steps that you need to take to feel free in your body and to balance these things out. Now, let's talk about digestion. It was the number one symptom other than frustrating weight gain that gave me a hint that there was a problem. Even when I wasn't sleeping enough and having massive mood swings, I was managing all of that with medication. This is years ago. And at the time, I could tolerate it a little bit because I wasn't really worried about what was going on with my body. I just sort of did whatever doctors told me to do in order to manage it. But what I really couldn't tolerate, and what was the breaking point for me, was the bloated belly that I had all of the time. The intense discomfort that I experienced caused me to call into work late, to drop plans with friends. And one time I actually had to leave in the middle of a dinner date because I had such horrible gas pains and feelings in my body. This was back when I was eating yogurt and fat-free muffins. So I was eating fat-free yogurt, fat-free muffins for breakfast, soy milk lattes. I would have dumpling soup for lunch and ordering food in for dinner with my evening wine habit. And what I want you guys to know is that I thought that I was doing a pretty good job. Even though I was having wine every night, I was having soup for lunch, I was having fat-free muffins and fat-free yogurt. And I thought all of these things were great for my health. I thought that eating vegan and vegetarian was the best thing for my health because that's what was the fad at the time. Right. And we're going back into that fad a bit with plant-based diets. And I don't have anything against that. But if you're experiencing digestive distress, then you're not eating the right things for your body. So that's something to pay attention to. And to cope with the weight gain, the gas, and the constipation that I was experiencing back then, I thought that I had to fast on fruits and vegetables and juice cleanses in order to be able to feel better, to get that down and to get my weight down. I drank laxative teas and I gave myself enemas to go to the bathroom, but I'd come back to feeling the same way after my cleanse was over, and I would go back to my fat-free muffins, my fat-free yogurt, my soups for lunch, and the dinners that I believed were helping to fuel me and my daily wine habit. So all of those things were actually keeping me stuck, and I needed a way out of it. I finally went and got a doctor's appointment to get an endoscopy and a colonoscopy to see what was going on with me, because all of these symptoms, the moodiness, the gas, the bloating, the digestion, sent me the message that I just hated myself. I was deep in self-loathing. And for those of you that don't know, 95% of your serotonin is made in the gut. So if you're experiencing digestive issues and you're not feeling okay, maybe you have reflux, or maybe you feel like your belly's always bloated. These things aren't just affecting your digestion, but they're literally affecting the way that you feel about yourself. So if you can at least resolve those things, it's possible that the way you think you see yourself isn't even true. It's not even true what you think you see when you're in that self-loathing, because your serotonin could be compromised and not sending the correct messages through your central nervous system. Proper digestion gives you increased energy, self-confidence, and comfort. It allows for the assimilation of necessary nutrients so you can show up. So I didn't know any of this when I went into the doctor's office and I asked them what was going on with me to get imaging with a colonoscopy and an endoscopy. And at the end of the doctor's appointment, I didn't even learn anything else. I actually had to take my health into my own hands, because they told me that I had IBS and that I was going to have to take another pill on top of the things I was already taking for sleep and my mood imbalance. I was told that I had to take something else for IBS. And this was my breaking point. I knew that there was something totally wrong and off about this, and I needed to investigate for myself by listening into what was going on for me. And it's the first time that I became invested in looking at the role of food in our digestion and the issues that can come up when we eat foods that aren't good for our unique bodies, and the things that we can eat in order to restore balance to our digestion so that we can feel okay, so that our digestion is hearty and strong, and so that those messages of self-love can more easily flow into the brain. It takes a little bit more work than just resolving your digestion, but it's definitely helpful not feeling gassy, bloated, and just horrible in your belly all of the time. Okay, so consider these most common frustrating symptoms of digestive distress, which was what I was experiencing: heartburn and acid reflux, constipation or diarrhea. Do you struggle with anxious thoughts and feelings? Do you feel brain fog in the middle of the day? And do you have uncomfortable and embarrassing gas? If any of those are yes for you, then I want you to book the call with me so you can get my ebook and get the extensive resources that I have there for you. If you haven't said yes to any of those things, then hang in there with me because there might be some other things that are triggering for you, that you may find useful from the rest of this live. When your body digests food, it does work to balance blood sugar, assimilate nutrients, and move waste out of the large intestine. So most of my clients that are experiencing these types of symptoms really get immediate relief from following a diet that is free of gluten and limited in grains. So we're talking about refined grains. If you can eliminate or limit sugar and gluten and focus on whole grains instead of refined flour, then all of a sudden what happens is that your gut can more easily digest foods. And if you still are experiencing issues after limiting some of those things, then it starts to tell you the truth about what's actually going on in your body. So it wasn't until I eliminated gluten for a period of time. I eat it now in limited amounts. And I also limited my sugar intake to things like fruit, honey, and maple syrup for a period of time, say about 4 weeks. Once I did that, then I could actually figure out what foods were triggering my digestive system to cause gas, bloating, and uncomfortable things. And the truth underneath of the gluten and the sugar and all of the wine drinking that I was doing was that my body couldn't tolerate the digestibility of beans and almonds. So feels totally right. You're like, beans and almonds, those are perfectly healthy things. But for my body, they actually don't break down. So I have something called a lectin intolerance. Not everybody has this. This is the kind of investigative work that we have to do together when we work together in the energetic eating method. But this type of detective work, to be able to remove something that's triggering for most people, which is gluten and refined sugar, refined flour, will actually tell you more about the types of things that your body might be sensitive to. Then you can remove those things, put a little bit of gluten and sugar back in your body in reasonable amounts, say like twice a week. That's pretty much how much I have 2 servings of gluten per week. And then I don't feel like my body is triggered as much into an inflammatory state, and I can feel comfortable with where I'm at. I don't have brain fog. My digestive issues are little to none, and I can feel more comfortable in my body. Now, I still eliminate beans most of the time, maybe once every couple of weeks, or exposure to almonds is okay, but I don't rely on them for protein or fat sources because they really trigger my body into digestive distress. Now, I don't want you guys to think that I'm saying a carb-free diet, okay? Most people are like, all right, she's talking about going carbohydrate-free. We've heard this before. I'm talking about optimizing the potential of food in your body to give you life enhancing, life extending nutrition that is going to help you feel better in your body and reduce inflammation so you can get the results that you want. This will help you optimize your digestion, and the elimination or the limitation of gluten and refined sugar has been proven to help the body be able to more easily assimilate nutrients. So I want you to highly consider this in your process, and it's something that you can do along with a health coach or a nutritionist. You can also certainly try it on your own to see if you just feel better overall. The thing about grains is that when they're processed, they can lose their fiber content, and then they go from being complex carbohydrates to simple carbohydrates. This basically means that your body's going to treat it like sugar. 2 slices of whole wheat bread raises your blood sugar higher than 16 tablespoons of sugar. So I don't say this lightly when I say that most refined flour just shouldn't be taken into the body. That doesn't mean no, never, ever. But if you're in an inflammatory state with your digestion, you've got to take a break from that and also figure out what it is that's actually triggering your digestive issues before you bring these things back in sometimes, right? Like your bagel every now and then, or, the birthday cake that I had with my 8-year-old yesterday, the crackers I have with cheese on Friday. So we start to make what I call conscious choices around our health because we want to feel good, not because we want to make the number budge on the scale, but because it's important to me to be able to live with a healthy, hearty digestive tract that's going to be able to assimilate nutrients so that I feel good and have the energy I need to experience my life, that helps me feel more motivated to make good choices, to exercise consistently, to feel good and play with my kids, to sleep well, right? All of those things are priorities, and we get to be the detectives that help ourselves feel empowered over the choices that we're making consistently. So I know it can be a lot to think about, but that's why when I work with my clients, I actually have them keep a log, and I tell them to just surrender to logging and let me take over the thought work that goes along with it. The difference between that and going on a diet where you're counting your macros and you're logging all your foods and you're figuring out how much the count is and it gives you a pie chart and tells you all this stuff is that you're actually having a person on the other side receive and absorb all of the information that you're writing down and then making sense of it for you as a unique individual. You are not a computer. The things that you log and that you track turn into data instead of turning into a relationship. I believe in a relationship with your food. That takes that relationship component out of it completely and doesn't give you a chance to heal. It only gives you a chance to see the macronutrients that are broken down and what ultimately is going to shift something in your body. I believe in shifting something in your brain and in your body. So if that's an experience that you want, again, book that call with me so that we can hop on the phone and I can help you. If you want to do some of that detective work on your own, booking the call with me is going to get you access to my new ebook, How to Listen to Your Body, and give you extra resources that are going to help you figure this out on your own. So any of that is possible for you. And it's possible for you when you book the call with me. That's totally free so that we can do some of this investigating together. I want you to book the call now, and you don't have to do this on your own. Nobody should have to do this on their own. And that's why I give this free call, so that you can get some tips and some tricks from me to be able to move forward through this. And you don't have to, you don't have to suffer. Nobody should have to suffer. So when you're experiencing these digestive issues, the chemicals that help you feel happy, motivated, and calm are blocked. So there's another component to helping you move your digestion around that helps put you in a good mood, that helps stimulate digestion, and actually helps you move energy in your body in only an hour as opposed to 24 hours. So there's something in the body called lymph, and that lymph can get trapped in the body if it's stagnant and not moving around. It moves around in an hour or less when you're exercising, and when you're not exercising, it takes 24 hours. And we want that lymph to move easily and rapidly. In order to do that, we do have to exercise more. So the other part of digestion, in addition to figuring out what you're sensitive to and replacing, which this resource is also in the ebook, what you need to replace in order to stimulate your digestion, as well as the symptoms you may experience. In order to figure out how to optimize your digestion, you're going to need to figure out those sensitivities. And then you're also going to have to exercise. So if you aren't exercising yet and you haven't made movement a priority, we really need to. And we all need a baseline, even if we're going to the gym, running consistently or walking consistently, going to bike classes. Even if you've already believed that you moved today, it's still important to move a little bit more. So if you have a desk job and say you worked out this morning, get up and walk around and move. So often we pick up our phone and we start scrolling around. You could just as easily get up, stretch, go for a quick little walk to the bathroom, come back. We need to continuously move through our day. They recommend every 20 minutes. That's not possible for you. Make it every 40 minutes. Stand up, stretch, do a couple of squats, walk around, get outside, take a breath of fresh air, come back to your desk. Movement is going to help you stimulate your digestion, and particularly after you eat. So if you can go for a walk after you have your lunch, even for 10 minutes, I have a couple clients that do this. It helps balance blood sugar and helps move the energy around inside of your gut. In energy medicine, the small intestine is working from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. So that really sleepy feeling that you get after you eat lunch is because all of the energy is going to your small intestine and it's being broken down in there, and it takes some time, right? So all of our energy is going there, and that's why we end up feeling sleepy. And here's a quick trick. If you take your fingers and you find the lower rib margin of your ribs, and you can rub it from the base of your ribs, from your sternum all the way to the outside, and you can rub that. That's an acupressure point that's going to help stimulate the small intestine and help you wake up and be less tired. So that's a little hack. It's not a replacement for movement, but it's a little hack for you so that you can stimulate digestion and you can feel better. Okay. These little tips that I give, I love explaining to my clients how to stimulate digestion, how to feel better. I have a whole list of movement resources in the ebook, How to Listen to Your Body, which comes along with booking that 20-minute call. So if you haven't booked that yet, I want you to get the full list of what I call individual inflammatory foods and what you can do about it and what you can swap in order to feel better, as well as a list of like, I think it's more than 20 different creative ways to invite movement into your body. So if you haven't booked that call, then I want you to book that health clarity call today. Now, movement is so important that I actually also have a membership where in membership, we move together twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 a.m. and 9:30 a.m. And during that time, we invite movement into our bodies. We stretch, we do core work, we strength train, and we do what I call meeting ourselves exactly where we are, or what some people call do what you want. So the benefit of working out together in an online setting is, number one, we get to see each other and show up exactly as we are with a cup of coffee or a cup of tea. You don't have to go anywhere. You can just show up online. And then we get to move together, and you get to choose what feels good to you. I'm not here to beat you up or to throw you into something that doesn't feel comfortable for you. Everything is tailored to the individual and to the experience that you want to have with your body. If that sounds really interesting to you and you're not moving and your digestion doesn't feel good, book that clarity call so we can see if my membership option is a good option for you. It is open for enrollment, and I would love to have you in our membership group and to join our next monthly health strategy call on March 3rd. Okay. If you want results that my clients have had this year, and I'm going to name a couple of them: eliminating migraines, losing between 12 and 30 pounds, sleeping like a baby, reducing anxiety and depression symptoms, eliminating gas, bloating, and digestive issues, and increasing energy levels, then I want you guys to book that call and to get my ebook, because it's a must read for anybody who desires to enhance their digestion, feel better in their mood, increase energy levels, and have more focus in their life. The things that I share in the book are must-haves, and that 20-minute health clarity call is going to help me gear towards you exactly where to put your attention in order to be able to have the results that you want, to release weight naturally, and to feel good without having to look at the scale or to dig for fad diets. Okay. So I'm so glad that all of you took the time today to listen. If you watched this on the replay, definitely throw in #replay. I'd love to know who's watching live and who's on the replay so that I can follow up with you and just see what resonated. And I hope that today you take some actions to improve your digestion by becoming aware of your digestive health and the role that food and exercise has in improving it. If any of this feels good to you, I'd love to know in the comments as well what you're going to try, what you're going to focus on, and I will help you install that as long as you can hop on that clarity call with me. It's not always easy to do it on your own, and not everybody needs to do it on their own. So go ahead and book that call, and I look forward to talking to you guys as soon as you do. All right, I hope you have a great afternoon. Thank you for tuning in. And remember that health is a journey, not an end goal. And we're all here to support you in that journey. Take care.